This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. We are breaking with convention, war, peace, and the presidency. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, covering the Democratic National Convention, inside and out, from the streets to the convention floor. On Tuesday, Democracy Now!'s Laura Gottesdiener interviewed Philadelphia activist Susie Subways, who's helping draw attention to local issues during the DNC with a newspaper called the UnConventional Times.
Hi, this is the UnConventional Times. This is a newspaper that we put together to cover some of the issues related to what the Democrats have done with their policies that have harmed people here in Philly and all over the world. So, for example, our new mayor promised to end stop and frisk, and he just kind of decided not to, once he got into office a few months ago, for example. And so that's relevant to the protests here today.
And I see some of the headlines, 4 more years with the Democrats pushing people out, how the Democrats have used gentrification to change the face of Philly, and then who will end racist policing and prisons, not the Democratic Party. Can you talk about sort of your goal with this newspaper and then how you guys put it together?
Yeah, our goal was really to explain and start conversations with other Philadelphians about why we're protesting, because sometimes it can be confusing, it can be chaotic, and people are curious and they want to know why we're protesting. Also, why are we protesting the Democrats when Trump is so scary? So we want to really get into detail with a lot of facts. We did very thorough fact-checking. We researched this incredibly thoroughly. And so we got statistics and covered basically how the Democrats, who have always, and for a long time, controlled Philadelphia for decades, how they have harmed Philadelphia. For example, the tax abatements that have been given to wealthy corporations, basically giveaways to like Comcast to build their skyscraper, tax abatements to wealthy property owners who move here. And meanwhile, the housing waiting list for public housing, you could wait like 10 years on the waiting list, and it just gets longer and longer, and the rents are going up. So that's one of the issues we wanted to cover, and the fact that Mayor Kenny broke his promise to end stop and frisk is a very serious issue here in Philadelphia. We had 6 police officers who got their jobs back after they had egregious lists of brutality and just like corruption, like very bad drug corruption. And they just got off and got their jobs back, and that's business as usual here in Philadelphia.
Can you talk about the process? Who put this together?
Oh, yeah. This was actually put together by some friends who know each other just because we're all journalists. And we donated our time, after work and put it together over a period of a few weeks or a month. 4 of us were co-editors, and we worked with a lot of volunteer writers, and we did, like I said, a ton of fact-checking and also editing, made things fit nicely. We also worked with a local artist named Beth Pulcinella, who made some original artwork. For example, there's this, I'm so sorry. She made a poster. This is an open invitation for people to join us in these protests, because we don't want to just talk to people who are already here. We want to welcome everyone in Philadelphia and anyone who can come here to join and say we want justice.
And it says, can we read it? Power concedes nothing without a demand. This is an open invitation. Can you show us some of the other articles on the inside?
Sure. So this first article on the inside is about the year that the Democratic Party broke. So basically, Ed Rendell, when he became mayor in 1992, he cut the wages of all the city workers in order to balance the city budget because we were in debt. I was in high school at that time. So basically, he balanced the budget on the back of workers and blamed them and said that they were lazy. So this was the first neoliberal mayor of Philadelphia, and ever since then, that's what we've been dealing with. And then, let's see, we put these little bits of protest, it works, and the 2 people doing a high five with examples of how protests have gained victory, like the Fight for 15, Occupy Wall Street, the movement for Black Lives. Then this is about the homeless situation here. The city gets more and more money every year to provide shelter beds and homes for people. They've been getting more money from the federal government, and there are fewer beds. So there's something wrong with the priorities, and we really wanted to expose that. We also have this timeline of various things that the Democrats have done that we don't want anyone to forget, like the Bill Clinton's broken promises to the AIDS community, the 1985 bombing of the Move family by Mayor Wilson Goode, who was a Democrat.
And that was here in Philadelphia.
That's right. And like, you know, people died, children died in that. And they used a real bomb. The police told the firefighters not to put the fire out.
Then you can see 1994, the crime bill. 2002, the vote, along with Hillary Clinton, voted to support the use of force in Iraq. What does the 2016 one say?
Oh, so this is about President Obama is spending, well, it will be over the next 30 years, $1 trillion to upgrade the nuclear arsenal.
And what does the editorial say to the readers?
The editorial is an invitation, just like the poster on the inside. We want people to not look at protests as something that's scary or weird or awkward. We want people to say, hey, like, that's kind of like fun awkward, you know what I'm saying? And also really empowering. So that's kind of what the editorial says.
And it says, this one-time newspaper is affiliated with the DNC Action Committee, grew out of its meeting but is not endorsed by it. We'll be out there with you. And this is, and can you read the editors?
Oh, yeah. Laura Evangelisto, Jack Grauer, Judith Lee, and Susie Subways, the editors.
And is there anything else you want to show us from the inside?
This drawing was created by a local artist, Beth Pulcinella. It's a drawing of toddlers at a family detention center where...
Is that the Berks Detention Center here in Pennsylvania?
That's right, and it's not very far from Philadelphia. A lot of women and children have had to escape their home countries because violence has increased, especially in Honduras after the coup that Hillary Clinton supported. So we wanted to document that. And I don't think a lot of people in Philly are aware that small children and women are being held in basically a prison. So this drawing is after a description by a lawyer who went to the Berks Detention Center. They are not allowed to take photographs, so she described actually seeing these toddlers who have signs on them because they had visitors, so the mothers put signs on them saying, we're treated badly, we want freedom. And so we don't have a photograph of it, but Beth drew this beautiful drawing, and it really tells you what's going on.
Can you read the placards that the children are wearing?
Yeah, the first one says nos tratan mal, which means they treat us badly. The second one is libertad, por favor, freedom, please. And this one is in English. It says keep my family together.
And do you have any message for the DNC? We're standing maybe a few miles away from the convention center over at the Wells Fargo Center. Is that correct?
That's right. I think that people have an opportunity there to expose the fact that the Democrats are pretty much owned by Wall Street. They do the bidding of the rich corporations, and so it's not real democracy. If they want to be a Democratic Party, they should be more democratic.